Food Wars is a show that is able to balance energetic situations, intense action, and hilarious comedy. It's a show that is able to copy the same feeling that 90s anime used to capture our hearts and minds growing up. So let's grab some sugar, spice, and everything nice and break down why Food Wars has become one of my new anime comfort food. Food Wars follows the journey of Soma, a talented and driven junior chef on his journey to be the best at his new cooking academy. Throughout his journey, he meets various characters that each are able to teach him something valuable about cooking. He meets an introverted country girl that loves her hometown cooking, he meets a chef from India that uses his knowledge of spices and herbs, and he meets American Bikini Girl. If you couldn't already tell, this show doesn't take itself too seriously, and I think that's one of its best qualities. Recently, when I was watching an episode, I started to feel nostalgic for old episodes of the original Dragon Ball anime, and after comparing the two, I realized that Food Wars shares a lot of qualities with earlier versions of shonen anime, and in some ways, it feels like a classic anime made in the 1990s. One recent anime that also captured this feeling was One Punch Man. Both One Punch Man and Food Wars are able to take the classic shonen anime feeling, but then turn the concept on its head entirely. Modern shonen anime tend to focus more on narrative and drama than their earlier counterparts, and if we look at My Anime List's most popular current anime, you can start to quickly see a pattern. The most watched anime are either sequels like Boruto, One Piece, and Dragon Ball Super, and all these shows tend to focus on darker, more serious themes. In comparison, a lot of earlier shonen tended to be more lighthearted and tonally varied in their modern counterparts, and that distinction is one of the reasons why Food Wars feels like a classic anime. If you've been watching anime for as long as I have, you can start to see patterns in what you watch. Early shonen anime tended to bounce from comedic to serious scenes very quickly, and that quick shifting made the shows feel fast-paced and kept audiences always entertained. That quickly paced tone shift can be seen in Food Wars in almost every episode. Most episodes feature a serious food battle called a shokugeki, and these food competitions often determine the fate of beloved characters on the show. During serious food battles, judges are presented special dishes and must judge to see which dish is better. And whenever a character eats, they are often depicted naked in a state of immense bliss. Even during its most serious scenes, Food Wars is able to laugh and not take itself too seriously. And this focus on making the show be serious, but also lighthearted, is what makes the show so great to watch. Our main character Soma is a kind, fun-loving boy that only cares about food, his best friends, and cooking. Each episode he gets into intense competitions that he is not sure he can win, and does it for pride and the thrill of battle. If you have watched any anime, you know that this trope is very popular, and that is the immensely powerful and aloof main character. Both Soma and Goku share a lot of similarities that made me realize that it may be a little bit more than a coincidence. Soma and Goku are very lighthearted and happy characters. Both are always seen smiling from ear to ear in almost every situation. Another trait that they both share is their intense competitive nature. Throughout Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, there are various tournaments that take place, and it's here where we are able to see Goku's real competitive side. There are even times when Goku puts the entire universe at stake just so he can face a skilled opponent and get the thrill of competition and victory. Soma shares this competitive nature, and it can be seen throughout the various parts of Food Wars. Soma is also willing to risk it all for the sake of competition and chivalry. Sound familiar? In fact, Soma risks his entire cooking career just to prove a point to some of his opponents throughout the show. This style of main character is seen throughout tons of anime and always manages to put a smile on my face. Soma's personality becomes a key ingredient in my recipe for a great anime comfort food. When you watch anime for a long time, it can be easy to get bogged down by watching the same types of shows over and over again. But I think that Food Wars manages to pair an intriguing, original concept while still homaging the past things we love so much about anime. It's able to pair the over-the-top bombastic nature of shonen battle anime with the sensual and emotional notes of eating a delicious meal, and I think that is a monumentous accomplishment. In a world where sequels and established properties reign supreme, it's awesome that an original IP is able to compete and thrive in a very saturated market. On top of that, Food Wars uses real-world food knowledge in its show. Often when I watch it, I learn something new about cooking techniques, or even about a new dish that I can try later on. And that is just another layer of why the show is so good. Comfort food is designed to make you feel good, and anime is designed to make you feel entertained. So it's no surprise that a show all about cooking is able to make you feel good, be entertained, and learn a little bit in the process. Food Wars is able to capture that feeling I had when I first started watching anime when I was a kid, and I think Food Wars is really something special. It really does feel like anime comfort food, and it's a show that I'm sure I will be watching for years to come. I hope you guys liked this video. What's your anime comfort food? Of course, I want to give a huge shout out to our patrons for supporting us and making all of this possible. And if you want to support OKBeast, make sure to head on over to our Patreon. I have been Ian, and I will see you next time. Ian here. I just want to say thanks for watching the video. You can watch more of these videos every Friday here on okbeast.com. We also have podcasts, we have t-shirts, we have everything for you. So until the next video,